Good afternoon. This is Brett Hayworth for Siouxland Public Media News. A Latino civil rights organization has dropped its lawsuit that challenged sweeping election changes made by the Iowa legislature in 2021. Republican lawmakers in that legislation cut the time allowed for all methods of voting, moved up the deadline for voting by mail, and limited other methods of returning absentee ballots. The League of United Latin American Citizens of Iowa argued the changes made it harder to vote and violated Iowans' voting rights, especially for Latino voters and people of color. The group's most recent court filing doesn't say why they ended the lawsuit. Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate on Thursday said he's glad to move on from what he calls a baseless lawsuit. Additionally, the city of Sioux City is getting nearly $4 million to assist in developing 17 rental homes for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. The city of Sioux City will use the grant funds for the development of Midtown Terrace, which will include a total of 24 units. The 17 rental homes will be funded through the National Housing Trust Fund and will be targeted for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. The project is slated to begin construction in 2025 and be done by 2026. Jill Wanderscheid, the Neighborhood Services Manager for the City of Sioux City, said the need for permanent supportive housing has been identified as a strategic need in the community due to the high number of individuals and families experiencing homelessness. She said this project is a first step in bridging that gap. Additionally, the South Dakota legislature session will begin on January 14th, and the text of Governor Kristi Noem's proposed educational savings account pilot program is now available. Noem announced the $4 million program in December, which would direct funding to the families of homeschool and private school students. The Republican majority leaders of both the South Dakota House and Senate announced the bill's filing on Wednesday. It would allocate $3,000 for each student. Noem wants it to start with low-income students, but eventually extend it to every student in the state. In a statement, Senate Majority Leader Jim Melhoff said the program would provide an opportunity for all parents to have agency in the education of their children, regardless of their financial means. A coalition of South Dakota educational groups are warning about the effects of implementing that school voucher program. Rob Munson, who is executive director of the School Administrators of South Dakota, is opposed to the idea. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Brett Hayworth.